Hello, my name is Ms. Miller, and today we'll be talking about subtraction. Essential question: what does it mean to subtract? The standard: represent subtraction as taking from in everyday activities. Subtraction: the process or skill of taking one number away from another number, the number or the amount. Discussion: in math, to subtract means to take away from a group or number of things. You can tell students when we subtract, the number of things in a group reduces or becomes less. You could also provide visual support. It's a great idea to post this in your Google Classroom or in your physical classroom so students have a visual representation of subtract. It means to take one number away from another. And typically, this can be done by crossing out or physically taking away. You can also have some of the vocabulary associated with subtraction. Many of these words are used interchangeably. Leave, minus, take away, subtract, less, difference. You can also have a poster, again in your Google Classroom or physical classroom, with the strategies used to subtract. You can teach subtraction using manipulatives. Students would start out with 8 fingers in this particular example. They have taken away 3, and now they're left with 5. You can also use manipulatives. Students started with 9 buttons. They took away 2, and now they're left with 7. They would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can also teach subtraction using visuals or images. You can find worksheets on liveworksheets.com or teacherspayteachers.com. So this could be done live as a whole group activity. Students can come up and answer the questions. This can also be done on their iPad as an individual activity. On Teachers Pay Teachers, you can print out the resources. Students can do them repeatedly if you laminate them, and it can become a write and wipe activity. You can also teach subtraction using a number line. So students would start with the given number from group 1, which is 4 in this case. They would move to the left the number from group 2, which is 2. So they would start at 4, move to the left 2 spaces, 1, 2, and they're left with number 2. The number you stop on is the difference. The answer, 2. You could also teach subtraction using a number bond. So here the students would start out with 7 bears. All of the bears are at the top. Then they would take away 5. So they would move 5 here. And the amount left they would move on this side, which would be 2. 7 minus 5 equals 2. Here they would start out with 6. 6 manipulatives at the top. And they're given the problem 6 take away 4. So the 6 manipulatives are here. They would take away the 4 and move them here. And the 2 that are left at the top would be dragged all the way to the bottom. So when they start out with the 6, they move the 4, the take away 4, and the 2 that would be left would be moved to the bottom. 6 minus or take away 4 would equal 2. You can also teach subtraction using a 10 frame. So our problem here is 10 minus 4 equals 6. So in the 10 frame, we have one large rectangle with 10 small rectangles inside. I typically like to use the colors to assist with 10 frames, but in this case, we have 10 in total. We have taken away 4, and then they have the remainder of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also use tape on a table or desk or potentially a floor to create a 10 frame. In this case, we're using food items, so it would typically be on the desk or table. And here we had 10 candy corns. We have taken away 4, and now we're left with 6. So snack and mealtime is a great time to talk about subtraction because it happens naturally. While you're eating, you are taking away. You can also introduce a subtraction sentence. And here I would tell them group 1, the larger number, goes here. This symbol means to subtract or take away. And on this side, this is the number that we're going to take away. So we start with the larger number. We have the symbol. It tells us we're going to take away. Here, the second group is the amount we're going to take away. This is the equal sign. It tells us that on this side, we'll know how many we have left. Some resources. Wow.boomlearning.com is a great resource for subtraction activities. And again, this could be done as a whole group. Students can come up and take turns and answer the problems. It could also be done on an iPad or tablet individually, and also be assigned for asynchronous work. So here we have 5 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Students would count the ducks. Count the baby ducks. And it has the image here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Students press number 5. It's correct. And now the next student could come up potentially. Mother duck said, quack, 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 quack. How many ducks came back? Count the baby ducks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Students would press number 4, and so on. There's also an activity using fingers. So here we have drag the X on top of the fingers being subtracted. So we're starting out with 9 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because one finger is down. So we have 9 fingers. And now we're going to take away 4. So let's place an X on top of each finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see how many we have left. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Students would type number 5, and I would model this for the students before doing it so they understand what to do. And then we would submit. YouTube.com also has great resources, subtraction songs and videos, using images, number sentences, and talking about the symbols. In conclusion, subtraction is a process or skill of taking one number or amount away from another. The difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Hands-on activities provide visual representation of numbers and assist in seeing the difference. Hands-on items, inexpensive manipulatives, and food can be used to create groups and take away. YouTube, Boom Learning, and Teachers Pay Teachers have great activities and resources.